other guests. So today I will be talking on a topic that is very close to the heart of sustainability, our future, and I will try to see how hydrogen and electrochemical systems can bring a brighter and greener future for us. So going to the global green technology landscape, we will see that its essence lies on four pillars, mainly to use the resources in a good way, to go for renewable resources, go for decarbonization, and to reduce the waste mostly. And if I see that what is the investment, the world is nowadays is not only talking, but it's actually investing, as you can see over here, right, from 21.546 billion in 2024, it is likely to be projected to around 73.9 billion in 2030. So it's not only talking but investing in green technologies. And in this, Europe has taken the lead because the climate regulations over there are very stringent. So coming to India, India is when India is talking, it is talking on green technology, and it is looking into circular economy. It is no longer going for make, take and break, right? But it is decoupling the economic growth from finite resources. So India is shifting towards sustainability led by government, industry and communities. So the circular economy is projected to be around $2 trillion by 2050, creating about 10 million jobs, right? And to the heart of this all will be research, innovation in materials, theories and modeling. And in circular, and to the heart of it will be definitely circular economy, where it is from raw materials you go to design, production, distribution, and then loop back to collection and recycling and reducing the residual waste. So India has actually set very tough targets for itself. So his goal is around 500 gigawatts of non-fossil capacity by 2030, and to go for net zero emission by 2070. So in all this, hydrogen will play a very important role because it's a clean energy sector. It can decarbonize the hard to other sectors for energy security and independence, and it also enables the circular economy. From renewables through electrolysis and storage, you can see that it can lead to to transport, industry, power and chemicals, right? So hydrogen plays a very important role, and in this, green hydrogen will play the most important role over here. So coming to this, it looks like a very easy task. It's not that. Hydrogen storage is going to be very difficult. Why? Because when we look at different storage methods, like chemical, where it can be stored in CNT, or chemical hydrolyzed, these either have very faster kinetics or have very low gravimetric capacity. So the best way to store hydrogen will be in its liquid form, where both the energy density and gravimetric density is very high. So we have seen that and liquid hydrogen can only be stored in cryogenic conditions. So in cryogenic conditions, we have tried to see in a liquid nitrogen tank what is happening. So you can see that because of the heat ingress, and in a country like India, where the environmental temperature is very high, the heat ingress is also very high over here, and it can create a very turbulent velocity profile over here. You can see that in this case, the liquid from here heats up, goes to the interface, and actually it evaporates, goes on increasing. And so you can see that the space here is pressurized, so we have to look for advancement in the materials of the creating those vessels to store them, because the pressure here will be much shooted up rather than nitrogen that is generally stored in such cryogenic things. And we can see that we are transporting, and when you are transporting, there are forces that it will get shaken, and you can see that the liquid on, right? So this is how we are going to go ahead if we are trying to transport hydrogen. The next big thing is how will we produce hydrogen, because right now the hydrogen that is produced is through natural gas, mainly steam methane reforming, which actually leads to carbon dioxide production as well. So the other alternative is through electrolysis, which produces cleaner and greener hydrogen. And in this you can see that there are certain technologies, but these technologies are not at the present stage taken to the industrial scale, and of this we find that this alkaline water electrolysis is the most prominent one. So when we try to see alkaline water electrolysis, there are certain problems. You can see that the electrodes are separated by electrolyte, and there are resistances at each part of it, right? And at the anode, at the membrane, at the things like that, and capacity as well. So I don't know whether it's visible here or not. These are vessels. These are actually bubbles that are forming to show that actually there is hydrogen evolution over here. So the last thing that we would like to show that we are also talking about circular economy. So reducing waste. So here we have tried some work on producing electricity from wastewater through basically microbial route. So basically, when there is a way of they have won some numbers also, and these are the collaborators who have worked on this, and this is the source funding that we have got in this. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I request